Hi everyone and welcome to this new video. In this video we are gonna do a little bit of an update on the NBZ80-S because I discovered some new things about about this computer and my model exactly, because I don't have an NBZ80-S apparently, even though it's written right there, but it isn't. And now we're gonna talk a little bit about that. So, I was browsing the internet, searching for some listing of retro computers in general, and I found a listing for this computer, but with this computer it looked like almost identical, but there was an SGS keyboard with it and like a socket for an EEPROM, like an EEPROM programmer, external EEPROM programmer. I will put some photo now, probably, if I remember. And that seems strange to me, because I thought that you needed an external board to do that in another configuration, not in this flat configuration with just these two boards. But I was wrong, and so I did a little bit more digging, and I looked at the advertisement that I think I already used in the first video of this series, and there I actually found it. I will put a photo now, and as you can see, there is an advertisement for an NBZ80HL, and that's an NBZ80 with a keyboard, a connection to the monitor, and as it says next to the image, an 8K ROM expansion with BASIC loaded on it, and the system has 16K of RAM instead of the usual 4K. And so I was thrilled, because there was a chance that my model was actually one of these, because I haven't actually checked the RAM chips yet, the model. I always thought it was the standard 4K RAM, but I assumed that. I didn't really check. So I did, I checked it, and sure enough, this add up to 60K. So I thought, okay, the chance of this being the NBZ80 HL are really high, so now I will look in the back where I checked, and sure enough, if you can read that, NBZ3080, HLI. So I was a fool all along. That was really stupid of me, but at least now I know it, that this machine is capable of outputting, like, not directly a monitor signal, because the connector for the keyboard, as you can see that in the advertisement, is like right there on the serial interface. And so this in the manual it says that it can be configured for different types of protocols, like RS-232, I think. So I'm not sure I can like reverse engineer it to decode what it's saying, because another problem is that you will connect the keyboard here, but the keyboard, I think that is the one that had the connector for the actual monitor. So through the serial interface you will need to connect the keyboard, and the keyboard you will connect the monitor to the keyboard. But what about the 8K ROM expansion? Well, it took me a little bit of time because the chips here are identical in advertisement, but you can't really see it in that photo. But it's actually a board that you will plug here. So it will be a board that plug like this, and the pin will go here, and that will add the 8K expansion ROM with basic load on it. So the first thing I did when I discovered this was to contact the original seller and ask him about this card and the keyboard. Maybe he had that in storage, or he just didn't know that these went together, but unfortunately he didn't tell him. Then I asked the seller of the listing where I saw the keyboard for the first time, but the price was crazy, and he wouldn't just sell the keyboard to me, so unfortunately I can't really do that either. And what's left to do now is try to maybe reverse engineer that. That will be really cool. Maybe right now out of my ability level by a lot also, but I could try in some way to reverse engineer that. But even if we get a keyboard and a monitor, we don't have the ROM basic, and I think I actually found just one EEPROM dump of this EEPROM online, just one, and so I think if I can recognize that EEPROM model, I will use this that I just got, and I will actually dump them, because that's actually kind of rare, and so that's important to preserve. But unfortunately I don't think that there are actually any modern photo or modern proof other than that advertisement, or at least as far as I can tell, that proves the existence of this board and that keyboard. Not even the seller that is selling this system with the keyboard has that board, at least in the listing. So I don't think we will ever get the basic with those EEPROM images until someone finds it maybe somewhere and just dumps them. Let's hope for that in the next years, because that's actually our only options right now. It would be nice to understand a little bit, as I said, of the serial interface, maybe in the next video. And as I promised before, actually in the second part on the test, I need to test this part of the system. Yeah, that really works. I tested it myself, but I didn't film it because it was like a really simple test with that lasted just a couple of minutes maybe. But I will do that in the future surely, because it's interesting and you understand the capabilities of this machine. So I will need to do that. So what's the plan for the future? Try to understand, as I said for the third time, the serial interface. And another interesting thing that I want to show you before the video ends is from an actual magazine that was really popular here in Italy. It's called, it means New Electronic, and it was a magazine made for electronic enthusiasts. And this is for the ones that are interested. The 11th year and the number 65, and it was released in 1979. Well, 1979, and I recently got a lot of numbers of this magazine, and at the end of the page there is a little advertisement for this computer. It's a model that is a bit different because it doesn't have this plastic cover, and I don't know why, but it's a configuration where this keyboard is like outside of the box and not inside. I'm not sure about that. It's probably never made it into production, I think, because most of that advertisement had the normal configuration like this one. So this is really interesting, and I can probably read a little bit of this to you. So this is a system based on the Z80 CPU, studied by SGS ATES for learning purposes. The most powerful didactic system on the market. And as you can see here, there are the basic specs, so 4K of RAM, 2K of ROM, and the interface for the terminal. I think it's the serial interface, and they say a lot more. So, and here there is another interesting thing, because with this company they will make some classes where you learn the Z80 CPU using this kind of system, but it's like you could go like as you can see in various I will show you, Italian city, and you can take these classes about this computer. And so that's, I think it was really interesting, and I was pleased to see this computer on actual magazines from the time, because this actually came out in 1979. So this video will end here. Thank you for sticking all the way into the end. I'm sorry again for my bad English, probably for my bad audio and bad video, but that's the best I can do actually. Probably the last video had better quality, but I can't do that reliably enough to just be able to film a lot. I will try to fix those problems and to get better content, and I will try and download EEPROM, and if I did, you will find a link on the description with the link for that probably on GitHub. So thank you for sticking with me all the way to the end, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you for following.